September 17, Freedom Rally, Toronto. People said no digital ID, no Great Reset in ArriveCAN app.
We already have passports, so what are our passports for? Why did I just spend $120 on my passport if now I have to get ArriveCAN?
Don't do it. Don't download that apps. We don't know what the federal government is going with your personal information.
Hey everyone, Tabitha Peters here for Rebel News. Over the weekend on Saturday, September 17th, I attended a nationwide rally in Toronto, specifically Queen's Park. Tons of people showed up to support freedom and to protest against the remaining mandates that are still in place. The leader of the People's Party of Canada, Monsieur Maxime Bernier, he made an appearance and he gave a speech to the crowd. I interviewed him and I interviewed many supporters who showed up fighting for their freedom and for the freedom of others. Hear what the crowd had to say about the ArriveCAN app, additional boosters, and why they came out to rally in Queen's Park. Check it out.
The mainstream media and the liberals and these establishment politicians are telling us, just move on, just move on.
What brings you here today?
Well, first I want to support the Freedom's Convoy and any movements to fight for our freedom and remove any restrictions that are still in place in Canada nationwide.
I just coming out to support the freedom that our forefathers fought for, and freedom of choice and liberties and speeches, and just to the freedom of being an individual.
I'm just here to experience the energy of the unity of the Canadian people that are here. The worldwide movement is important to me, and to be a part of that.
What brings me here today is, I started coming out back in 2021, and had there been informed consent, I would have gone ahead and gotten vaccinated and done what I had to do, as I have gotten vaccinated in the past. But the absence of informed consent was a huge deterrent for me. So hence I'm here to rally for freedom and freedom of speech, freedom of movement, freedom of bodily autonomy.
Yeah, my goal today to be here, why I'm here today is very simple. I wanted to thank all these freedom fighters across the country and people here in Toronto that did the fight when it was very difficult, when they were calling us names and racist, xenophobe and selfish, only because we were speaking about our values and more freedom and less government in our life. So we did that the last 2 years, and now we are winning that battle.
The ridiculous mandates that Justin Trudeau and his government have come up with, because all over the world they don't have the same mandates. And yet when we fly internationally, then all of a sudden we have to do the mandate. It just doesn't make any sense, especially in a multiple community, like everyone's from all over the world, and every country has their own rules.
What is your comment on the ArriveCAN app in airports in Canada?
Well, ArriveCAN is sort of unfair because we already have passports. So what are our passports for? Why did I just spend $120 on my passport if now I have to get ArriveCAN? And the other thing that's not fair about it is that not everyone can be double or triple or quadruple vaccinated.
Personally, I haven't had to use it, and I probably won't use it because I don't understand why they need that app. It's more like they're just trying to track us, I guess. If you travel anywhere else in the world, I don't think there is such an app that you need to get back into your very own country for. So I don't feel that's fair at all. I feel it's a bit of an overreach, I think, by government to instill that upon Canadians. Well, meanwhile, other people from other countries are getting in Canada, and I don't think there's as many restrictions on them.
Don't do it. Don't download that apps. We don't know what the federal government is going with your personal information.
Well, to be honest with you, I didn't even hear about it till late because I'm not vaccinated, I'm not tested, I have nothing in me, so I didn't even follow anything. Just another of those things that it's stupid. It has no sense whatsoever. Just like the vaccine, it has no sense whatsoever. Everything is just a joke.
I do not think it's justified, and it could be like a pathway towards something more restrictive and to become something of a surveillance on each Canadian citizens or residents.
ArriveCAN app is a tool for Justin Trudeau to violate our freedom and our rights, and we know that lots of mess happened because of ArriveCAN, and Mr. Omar Al-Ghabra, the Minister of Transport, even he cannot manage the entrance of this country, he cannot manage the airports, and unfortunately Pearson Airport was one of the worst in the world. So this is the result of ArriveCAN, and I know that there is a dangerous agenda behind the ArriveCAN app.
Don't comply, people. It's not in the Constitution. It won't hold in court. You just tell them, I'm not interested, no thank you. Am I being detained? They'll say no, and then you go across the border.
It seems like a great infringement on people's rights and freedoms, of course. Like, there's no reason for the government to be tracking people like that, to be getting into their personal business, especially for something that is shown not to be nearly as effective as they've claimed it to be, right?
Various vaccine protection is like a phone battery. It needs to be recharged from time to time.
If we are able to hit that 80, 85, 90% of Canadians up to date in their vaccinations, we'll have a much better winter.
Earlier this month, Blacklock's reporter said that the National Advisory Committee on Immunization said shots may be warranted every 90 days, the tightest deadline discussed to date. So I also had to ask the question, how do you feel about a potential 90-day booster?
It's not necessary. I mean, even if you get the COVID vaccine, you're still susceptible to getting COVID.
Again, huge joke, you know what I mean? That's what I call it. And but I'll tell you one thing though. A lot of people are waking up because I'm very active. Even my brother, he is in Poland. He's very active there too. And the kids, we will die for them. We will protect them with our lives.
Personally, I don't open my medical status. So each body has difference from the other body, you know that? What happened to my body, my choice, and I'm not gonna let government decide for me that which is good for my body or which is not.
I love what you guys are doing. You're paid by the public, the people, and I've learned a lot in the last few years. Our government's taking our tax dollars, paying media to lie to us. It's very clear.
Foremost, the Liberal government should follow the Charter of Rights and Freedom, because what they have been doing during the lockdown and the impose of any mandates are basically breaking the freedom and the civil liberties of Canadians.
Thanks for watching, guys. Please go to noarrivecan.com and sign our petition to put an end to this app that the federal government is enforcing. You can always donate to help our lawyer friends at the Democracy Fund so they can take legal action against this unjustifiable app that is causing turmoil in our Canadian airports.